To access free topic sheets, worksheets, or to book an online class, visit ilearneasy.co.uk. Materials. All materials have different properties. We can group materials according to their properties. Understanding the properties of materials helps us to make decisions about the type of materials we should use for particular jobs. In this video, we will learn about the 5 properties that materials can have: hardness, solubility, transparency, conductivity of electricity, and conductivity of heat. Remember that some materials can have only one of these properties, or they can have more than one. Hardness. Hardness is a measure of how difficult it is to break, to scratch, or to bend something. Hardness is important when something needs to be very tough. Soft materials are required when softness and flexibility is important. A rock is an example of a hard material, and a pillow is an example of a soft material. Solubility. Solubility is the ability to be dissolved. Some materials are able to dissolve in water and some aren't. Soluble materials dissolve and are usually used in food and in some medical products. Insoluble materials can't dissolve. An example of a soluble material is sugar. An example of an insoluble material is sand. Transparency. Transparency is the ability to allow light to pass through. Some materials are see-through, and some are not see-through. Transparent materials are see-through because they allow all or most of the light to pass through. Opaque materials aren't see-through because they block all of the light. A window is an example of a transparent material. Wood is an example of an opaque material. Conductivity of electricity. This refers to the ability to allow electricity to flow through. Some materials allow electricity to flow through and some don't. Electrical conductors allow electricity to flow through them, and they're usually used when electricity is needed to be transported from one place to another. For example, copper wires. Electrical insulators prevent the flow of electricity through them. For example, plastic. Conductivity of heat. This is the ability to allow heat to flow through. Some materials allow heat to flow through and some don't. Thermal conductors allow heat to travel through them and are used when heat is needed to be transported to another place. For example, metal saucepans are very good heat conductors. Thermal insulators don't allow heat to travel through them. For example, rubber. Thermal conductors and thermal insulators are also known as heat conductors or heat insulators.